Guys, it's Daryl. It is 1 p.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Happy Monday. As I was making that last video, and I'm still researching, I've been doing this all morning, looking into these where this money went, where a whole lot of this money went, and it's obvious right from the beginning that there was wording put into the CARE Act that sponsored the payment protection, the payroll protection program. Um, the way this was worded, it was made to have loopholes so that people, when you think about $350 billion, you know how easy it is for somebody to lose, for 2 million of it to go, whoop, it's gone. 5 million over here, 2 million over there. It's like having $1,000 in your wallet, going out on the town and then coming back and trying to figure out where 50 cents went or $2 went. It's impossible to track this money. And then you think about the entire package of $2 trillion, and it was all put together and sent out in a matter of a couple weeks. You know what? This is what I'm getting at. I think over the coming months, but especially over the coming years, there's going to be investigation after books written on this $2 trillion and the money that's still going out and where it went. I guarantee you, this money is going to be it's going to be a corruption story for years, decades to come. Probably one of the biggest ripoffs of in American history. I'm just guessing here, but okay, I won't get into that. What I wanted to make this video about, when I saw that Scott Pruitt worked at a coal company in Indiana, I started thinking. Scott Pruitt is the head of was the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. I thought about what Trump has done. The people he put in as heads of his administrations in his cabinet, and it's scary and appalling. It's almost like satanic or sadistic. Each person he put in was I think antithesis is the right word, the opposite. It's like putting the devil in charge of heaven, or the fox in the hen house. Seriously. And here's the thing. Trump supporters are just cheering it on. Yeah, Trump's changing it up. Trump's, getting rid of the old system. The more I thought about this, I was like, these guys are being fooled so badly. Okay, if I wanted to change the government, what would be one of the main things that I think is a problem in today's government? Lobbyists, term limits, these politicians being bought. You look at these pictures of these wealthy old white guys, old white men that just own America, the billionaires that own this country, the lobbyists that phase out of the government, and then they turn into lobbyists once they leave the government, and it's this good old boys club, and we're the butt of the joke. We're the butt of the joke. I would change these things under a system with lobbyists, and the current system we have no say. I take a close look at the electoral college, because sometimes I'm ambiguous on that. I want a system where every vote counts, obviously. I want a system where every town is important. Every town can make a difference. Nothing's impossible if we want it. Nothing is impossible if we believe it. We can do it. People say, "Oh, we can't do that in this day and age." That's bullshit. Anyway, so Trump supporters are cheering Trump on. You change, yeah, because he tells them, he spins it like the Environmental Protection Agency. My father was a forest firefighter dressed up as Smokey the Bear. He worked for the Environmental Protection Agency. The Environmental Protection Agency was it was like a suit like Superman. Don't litter, don't watch out for forest fires. It was the good guy looking out for the earth. saving the earth for future generations, building trails, the Appalachian Trail, the Blue Trail, stuff, just the national parks. And yeah, there's regulations and stuff, but we have to balance the economy. The economy doesn't mean you can run roughshod over the entire earth. I can't remember. Teddy Roosevelt came in, and there was a man that he fought before him that was trying to basically sell the Grand Canyon. I can't remember what his name was. He wanted to put hotels in. He started to put hotels in and food stores, and he was commercializing the entire Grand Canyon. And I'm pretty sure it was Teddy Roosevelt that came in and put a stop to that. And that's what I see Trump at. Trump as the bad guy, selling off the national parks from mining and the fracking. And Trump supporters are cheering it on, like Betsy DeVos now, head of education. This is the woman that her family organized the rally to end the social distancing on the Michigan steps. Those big, fat, stupid-looking sons of bitches with the AR-15s. Her family organized that. She's the Secretary of Education, the smartest person in the land. Unbelievable. The more I thought about this, and Steve Mnuchin, this guy ran hedge funds. He worked for the company that was basically to blame for the whole 2008 financial crisis. I won't get into the whole thing on junk bonds and how they packaged and made new financial packages basically out of nothing and sold people nothing and gave mortgages to 2-year-olds and people's pets. But Steve Mnuchin worked for the company, for the hedge fund, the company that did that. And he puts him in charge of the Treasury. You see where I'm going? I started looking at this. The guy that's in charge of keeping the earth clean and beautiful works for a coal company. The lady that's supposed to be looking out for our public school system wants to eliminate public schools and make them all private because, of course, she's a family of billionaires. They can do that. They don't want public schools. What about the rest of us, though, that grew up with love public schools? It's part of America. Betsy DeVos hates public schools, and she's the Secretary of Education. Look it up. Unfreaking believable. And then Steve Mnuchin, and it goes on and on. Trump put these people in charge that wanted nothing but to destroy the agencies that they were put in charge of. Like I said, somewhere I looked at it, I was like, this guy is satanic. He's evil. He wants to destroy the whole infrastructure of the country. And Trump supporters are cheering him on because they believe that the government is broken and needs to be fixed. But they're not looking at the right part. What Trump is doing is throwing all of the rest of us under the bus, the earth under the bus, digging up, mining everything, taking away our rights for unions, for a good education, for a health care, taking all that away so that the billionaire class can continue moving up and pretty much make us their wage slaves. And these secretaries, the education, the EPA, are his peons, his pawns that are doing this. They're destroying the good parts of the government, the parts that we need that protect us. And Trump supporters don't see that. They just, oh, it's great. He's tearing things down and rebuilding them. And what about prescription drugs? Whatever happened to that? Nothing. Lobbyists are one of the biggest problems in this country. Our state doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit unless you got millions of dollars and you can buy yourself a lobbying firm. Forget it. Your state doesn't mean jack shit. We're owned. We're slaves. And Trump supporters are just cheering it on because they're being fooled. You know, he's telling them, I'm changing it up. You know, the media, the fake media, because the media sees what's going on and they're trying to report on it. And if you're up to this kind of tomfuckery, you've got to say they're lying. It's amazing. It's one of the most evil things. The more I looked at this, I'm like, this is such a time in American history. If we make it through, that it's just going to be studied and talked about for decades or centuries to come on what happened during these last 4 years. It's scary. It's scary. All right. I just needed to get that off my chest. I'll be back with some more stuff a little later. You guys have a good Monday afternoon.